Hey, howdy there again, folks. Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, coming back at you. Another offering of my sampler platter. Yes, you folks, sampler platter series of videos I've been doing for a little while. We're over there trying food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all you need to know about hopefully delicious crap that at the time I'm doing this, we're just approaching dawn. You can see the sun making its way over my neighbor's rooftops. It's a wonderful time of day. It doesn't have anything to do with what I'm reviewing, but it does explain why my lighting's a little bit crappier than usual. Do you care about that? Hopefully not, because at the end of the day, this show is not about high production values, folks. It's about keeping it real. Okay? That's what it's all about here. While we're keeping it real, Beer Can Thunderbolt poster behind me, crappy old ladder off to the side, got some Marvel figures up there, and wearing a cool shirt. When I wear a cool shirt, folks, I like to highlight the shirt. What cool shirt am I wearing? Boom! I'm still rocking the Yu Yu Hakusho shirt. What's Yu Yu Hakusho? Well, if you're a fan of anime, you might be familiar, maybe not. I think it came out in either the late 80s or early 90s. I forget off the top of my head. Really good show. It's been around for a long time. If you're into anime and such, especially like shonen stuff, definitely give it a watch if you haven't. Aside from all that, what am I actually going to try for y'all today, folks? Well, see, I'm still wearing this shirt because I'm still doing my cereal spectacular. That's what I'm going to call it. Basically, what it came down to is I've had a whole bunch of cereals that I needed to review on the show, and I just kept pushing it back, and finally I was like, I'm just going to do them. And I started doing them last night. I got through about half of them, and I had to call it because I was going to die if I kept going. So, we're starting up again earlier in the morning. So what are we trying out? Boom! We've got Frosted Flakes of corn, D-Maze, with crispy cinnamon basketballs, with Shaquille O'Neal and Tony the Tiger. I'm not gonna lie, folks. These sound like they're gonna be pretty delicious, but having Shaquille O'Neal on there just makes me happy. Shaq seems like such a cool guy. Like, doesn't he? Like, if you ever watch interviews with him, like, he's very outspoken about stuff. And, like, he seems like a good dude. And, I mean, yeah, it's obviously, it's a public setting, and, it's not like I know the guy personally, but I like to think the best of people, and I think Shaq seems like a good person. On top of that, I typically like when he brands stuff. He had a whole run of sodas for a little while, cream sodas, called the Soda Shack. I loved those. I would like to have those come back. I'm just saying. On top of that, apparently, you can see him standing next to Tony. Shaq is he's like 7'5" or some shit like that. Like, he's an extremely tall man. Tony's got to be like 7'3" then, because he's only slightly shorter than Shaq. That's terrifying to think of. I've never thought of. Tony the Tiger becomes significantly more intimidating when you think of him being 7+ feet. I joined Mission Tiger, so Tony and I can take it to new heights. Tony and I are old friends. He's a cartoon character, but sure. When I heard Mission Tiger is helping save school sports across the country, I had to join his team, sports, play like a tiger. I'm not going to go through all this stuff, but Shaquille O'Neal and everything. Plus, that's genuinely a really good thing. I don't know exactly how the whole thing works. But I do think, sports are important to, have as an activity in schools and stuff. Physical fitness. I mean, I'm not the poster child for it, but, I did enjoy playing some basketball back in them thar days. Back then it was just like a woven basket, and, we just played with a football, but that joke didn't land. Anyway, let's try some cereal. Oh, cereal. Alright. Open, please. Yay! Ooh, it smells cinnamony. I like that. Cinnamon's good. Alright, well, it's literally just a mix of Frosted Flakes, which, right off the bat, I love Frosted Flakes. They're really good. They're one of those, older cereals, but, they've actually held up. And then we got little cinnamon basketballs. Let's try some of the cinnamon basketballs, see how they are. I'm not going to try out the Frosted Flakes. Every single human being on the planet knows what Frosted Flakes taste like. Yeah. They're cinnamony. Actually, they have a decent amount of cinnamon flavor. Okay. Is it now? My brain is thinking it's like, okay, well, what about like Cinnamon Toast Crunch? How is it in terms of cinnamon flavor next to those? It might be on a similar point. Of course, it's a little bit different, obviously. Cinnamon Toast Crunch are the little squares, more surface area and stuff. Okay, that's got me hopeful. Let's give it a shot, folks. Let's see how it goes. Bowl! Speaking of basketball-related things, can we please get Bowl some minutes? I'm just saying. I don't know how relevant that's going to be when this eventually gets posted, but if you're not familiar, like, I follow basketball a little bit. Bull is the son of Manute Bull, and, like, at one point in time, you know, it, like, seemed like he was going to be a big prospect, but then he got to the NBA. Nobody really seems to want to use him for anything. You know, if that's the case, trade him to a team where he's going to be able to do some good. Don't fuck over his career, you know, because of your petty bullshit. I mean, you know, who knows how things will end up going. I mean, maybe it won't work out, but give the fucking guy the opportunity, man. I'm telling you. Alright. You can see the things. Let's get some milk going. Milk is good for me. There we go. Sufficient amount of milk. I need to conserve it because I still have, I think, 3 cereals to do after this. Alright. We'll let it stew for just a little bit. And I've mentioned this before in other videos that I've done cereal. I personally like to let it kind of sit just a little bit. I don't need my cereal to be like super crunchy. You know, I like to have it a little give. I like to absorb some of the milk. I think it enhances the flavor. You know, cereal's designed with milk in mind. Just saying. I will say you do get a fair amount of the cinnamon balls that you get, like compared to the actual Frosted Flakes themselves. So that's nice. I'm glad they didn't just cheap out and put like 3 of them in the box, and then they're like, we did what we said we did. You can't sue us. All right. Okay. Try to get a good ratio of ball to flakes. All right. See it? You can see it. I'm going to try it. I'm down with that. Okay, I'm very down with that. All right. I like that a lot. I'm a big fan of cinnamon cereals. I love a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I also love French Toast Crunch. And it's not exactly that. I wouldn't say it has the same level of cinnamon. But the nice thing is it has the frosted aspect of the Frosted Flakes. So it creates this kind of like nice frosted cinnamony taste to it. It's a little bit more mellow than like standard Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Doesn't have quite the same hit. But it has like this nice kind of like creamy sort of smoothness taste to it. It's nice. I really like these actually. Shaq, you did me proud, buddy. I don't care, maybe you couldn't shoot free throws worth a damn. You didn't have to. You dominated in the paint. You were fucking unstoppable. And if people would go over there and shit on Shaquille O'Neal, oh, he was just a big guy. Horseshit. Shaquille O'Neal was fucking phenomenal. So, he made 1 3-point shot in his entire NBA career. I believe he still holds the record for the longest NBA career. That's amazing to me. These are really good, though. And the thing is with Shaq, I could see Shaq actually trying these and being like, making sure they're good. He seems like he would actually maybe do that before putting his name on it. I really like these a lot. Out of all the cereals I've tried so far, these are far and away my favorite. I think the cinnamon does a great job with the milk. Frosted Flakes taste really good just by themselves. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long they're going to keep these ones going. if it's just going to be a limited time thing or whatever. I mean, hopefully Shaq at the very least can keep them running. But yeah, these are super good. I like these a lot. Like, these are very, very solid. They definitely get my recommendation. Like, when it comes to cereals, it's always a little bit hit or miss because it's like, in my mid 30s, so a lot of these cereals aren't really designed for me. Fair enough. But some of them do still manage to stand out. And I think in this case, this one probably caters a little bit more to me because, like I said, I like Frosted Flakes, I like cinnamon stuff, I like Shaquille O'Neal, so it kind of plays to my personal strengths when it comes to enjoying cereal. All right, well, that's gonna do it for that one, folks. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of the day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, and folks, if you could go over there and have yourselves a truly 1 3-point shot in a long NBA career rest of your life. Because, damn it, folks, he went for that shot. He made that shot. And it was astonishing. Follow 2 things before I get out of here, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But, what you do, you can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. Try not to be an asshole. That might be more difficult than Shaq going over there and trying to make his 1 3-point shot, okay? Because, folks, we live in a crazy world. It is not always easy to go over there and restrain the asshole. But if we try to mitigate it, if we take the extra effort, I think ultimately it works out better for everybody. I'm just saying. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Maybe you're over there and maybe you know Shaq, maybe you know Shaquille O'Neal, right? I'll go by his full name because we haven't been formally introduced. We're not on that level yet, so I'll refer to him as Mr. Shaquille. But maybe you know Shaquille O'Neal. Maybe you're over there and you're like, hey, Shaquille O'Neal, I was over there watching this guy on the YouTube and such, and he was saying nice things about you, and he had a Yu Yu Hakusho shirt on, so he's probably good people. And he was talking about your Soda Shack stuff, about how maybe you need to bring that back. I don't know how that works in terms of, your control of that situation, but I'm sure if you're Shaquille O'Neal, you could literally just storm into, pretty much any office, corporate business place, whatever, and just be like, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. I'm bringing back the Soda Shack. That's what's happening. And they just do it. They're just going to do it. Or conversely, you could go over there and do something, reasonably more productive with your time. Maybe go out and shoot some hoops, folks. Good physical activity and stuff like that. I actually have a basketball. I don't have a court immediately by me, but, I go over there, I go around my driveway and shit and everything, bounce around, so. Yeah. And bye.